Springtrap is a monster I definitely do not see enough of. This can't be explained in a few sentences, so I'll show you how Springtrap is one of the best monsters in this game. Starting off, I'll read off his stats. Springtrap is one of the slowest monsters in the game, but he makes up for this in another way that I'll explain shortly. He deals 45 damage, which means he bone breaks survivors in just 2 hits, and then he can kill them in 3. 110 stamina means that he can typically out-stamina survivors, which is always a great thing to see. But now onto the part you probably care about, his moves. We have his Ventilation Air ability. This gives Springtrap a variety of buffs, such as regenerated stamina, increased speed, and blinding survivors. This ability serves to apply pressure and catch up to survivors, while also nerfing them if you're close enough, and it is really good at it. Springtrap already is one of the slowest monsters in the game, so he needs to use this ability at times if he wants to do anything at all to the survivors. And this nerf lasts on the survivors for quite a bit, 11 seconds to be exact. You can disorient the survivors, and if you're lucky, possibly cause them to run into you, which really helps Springtrap out, because again, no speed at all. Now onto his second ability, the Phantom Walk. In this ability, you become shrouded in smoke and move incredibly fast. If you run into a survivor while using this ability, they will then have the Fearful debuff. This causes the survivor to take 35 more damage from all of Springtrap's attacks. This ability works as a catch-up tool, but it also works as a setup ability. Where you can deal more damage after the ability, it does pretty good at this. But you should only be using this ability from mid to close range since you aren't in Phantom Walk for very long. You can also use this to see where all the survivors are. Onto his third ability, Axe Toss. This is probably one of the weaker moves in his kit if you haven't coupled it with a different move such as Ventilation Air already. Springtrap winds back to throw his axe a long distance. You can use this to stop survivors from getting away, as the stun on survivors afterwards is pretty sizable. Afterwards, you can't use the Axe Toss again until you pick up your axe. However, you do get a new move that I'll explain shortly. You also get a nerf to your damage, making you only deal 28 damage per M1. But now, his fourth and final move, Mechanical Slam. This is probably the worst move in his kit, as you have to get close to survivors, which if your moves are on cooldown, is really hard to do. Anyways, Springtrap attempts to grab the survivor. If this is successful, he'll proceed to slam them into the ground, dealing medium amounts of damage. If you couple this with the Fearful debuff, this is a pretty reliable finisher. Besides that, I don't really know why you would use this move when your Axe Toss is a lot better. Just pick your axe back up after you throw it. It ain't that hard. Now, onto why Springtrap is barely ever played. Why you only see 1 or 2 per server. Starting off, he is very slow. Like, I'm talking nearly Inkville levels of slow. This can be very off-putting for new Springtraps, and they drop him very quickly. Also, he requires a bit of skill to know how to use his abilities. You want to use Ventilation Air up close, Phantom Walk from mid to close range, or use it as to see where survivors are. Axe Toss from close range or very long range, and for Mechanical Slam, you're pretty much cooked if Springtrap gets close to you, if you're fearful when he uses this ability. I really hope this opens your eyes up to Springtrap. Now you start using him, because a monster as good as this for only 1150 coins is wild. Anyways, subscribe. Also, I wanted to say this in the lore video, but fuck you, Baldy. Also, fuck you, Baldy.